Good morning, kids. Welcome to the computer lecture. Today we will start with our lesson number 2, which is computer memory. Kids, in the previous video of lesson number 1 and the revision videos, we have already learned the various parts of a computer system, which includes input unit, output unit, processing unit, and the memory unit or the storage unit. So let me give you a little introduction how the computer system works. A computer always accepts the input from the user in the form of data and it is being given to the process unit for the processing. After processing, whatever the result will be produced, it is given to the output as a information, and in between the data and information will be stored in a separate section which is known as the storage unit. The storage unit stores the inputted data and the output information for the future use. So how the data is stored in a computer system? When a user gives the input data, it goes to the process, and after processing, the information or the result will be declared in the output unit. So simultaneously it has to be stored in the storage unit. So kids, what happens, whatever the input that we are giving, it is in a human acceptable form. Means as the language that we understand, the computer doesn't understand our user language. So for that reason, what we have to do, we need to convert the human acceptable form or the human language into the machine language which the computer can understand. So all the data that we are giving, it has to be converted to the numbers. So the numbers in a form of zeros and ones. The combination of numbers of zeros and one, that is known as the binary code. The binary code is always having two numbers, that is 0 and 1. Each and every 1, 0 or 1 will be known as a bit, and the group of 8 such bit is called as byte. A byte is the fundamental unit to measure storage capacity of a computer. So after processing, the information again has to be converted to the human readable form to display in the output unit. Next, the types of computer memory. The computer memory is of two types. First one is primary memory and the second one is secondary memory. What do you mean by primary memory? Primary memory is the main memory of a computer system where data and instructions are placed temporarily. What do you mean by temporarily? Means if we are doing any work in a computer system, if we will switch off the computer system without saving the file, so when you will get back to the computer system to open the same file, you will not get the same thing over there because the data will be erased. So this is known as the temporary memory, means the data will be erased if the computer system will be switched off. But what is the secondary memory? Secondary memory is a place where the data and informations or instructions are saved permanently. Means if you will switch off the computer system, the data and instructions will not be erased. It will be saved for a long period of time until and unless you people will delete it. So again, the primary memory is divided into two types, RAM and ROM. RAM is random access memory and the ROM is read-only memory. And the examples of secondary memory is DVD, CD, pen drive, hard disk, etc. So this is the difference between primary memory and the secondary memory. What is primary memory? This storage is used to hold the program currently being executed by the computer system. And what do you mean by secondary memory? This storage is used to permanently hold and save all the data and information processed by the computer system. So the diagram of computer memory and this is the hierarchical diagram of the computer system. You have to remember the things properly. The whole computer system, the computer memory is divided into two types, primary memory and the secondary memory. Again, the primary memory is divided into two types, RAM and ROM, and the examples of the secondary memory are DVD, CD, pen drive, hard disk, etc. We will end our video here. Thank you. Welcome back, kids. In the previous video, we have started with our lesson number 2, which is computer memory. And there what we have studied is how the computer process and how the data and instructions and the informations are stored in a computer memory. Then the types of computer memory. In the types of computer memory, we have covered the primary memory and the secondary memory. So again, the primary memory is divided into two types, RAM and ROM. What do you mean by RAM? Random access memory. ROM is read-only memory. You have to remember the full forms RAM and ROM. First one is RAM, random access memory. You can see the diagram of the RAM given in the screen. So what do you mean by RAM? RAM is temporary storage memory. RAM is called volatile storage because if the data or informations are saved in the RAM, it will be erased if the computer system is turned off. So once the processing is done, the processed data is moved back to the secondary memory or the secondary storage device to display later as per the requirement. So this is RAM, which is volatile storage memory. Then it comes to ROM, read only memory. ROM is so called because the computer can only read the data and instructions from it but cannot write or change on it. ROM stores the information that instructs the computer how to process data and control its various parts. The ROM is a non-volatile memory, which means its data is not lost even if the computer is switched off. Although the ROM is a primary memory, it is the part of a primary memory, but the data and information which is being saved in the ROM will not be erased or lost if the computer system is turned off. This is the diagram of the ROM. And what is secondary memory? Secondary memory refers to the storage devices that are designed to retain data and instructions permanently. Storage memory is non-volatile and its data is not lost even if the computer is switched off. For example, DVD, CD, hard disk, etc. So if the data and instructions are saved in a secondary memory, it will not be erased or deleted if the computer system is switched off. That is the main difference between the primary memory and the secondary memory. So some of the examples of the secondary memories are CD, DVD, USB memory stick, etc. Nowadays we are widely using the pen drives, so which is the one of the best example of the secondary memory. And we have already covered the types of computer memory. So some of the other memories are being used, which is virtual memory and the cache memory. What is virtual memory? When many programs are running on a computer, means if you people have opened many programs in a computer system simultaneously, means if you have opened simultaneously, you are playing the game and writing in the MS Word and using the calculator for calculations, listening to the music, means you are running number of programs at a time on a computer system. So on a computer, Simultaneously, the RAM means random access memory gets full. When the RAM is full, the computer is likely to operate at a slow speed. Sometimes what happens, if you are using number of programs at the same time, the processing speed of the computer system will be decreased. So virtual memory allows the computer to temporarily store some contents of the RAM onto the secondary storage and take back when it is needed. This frees some part of the RAM and enables the computer to perform efficiently. Means sometimes it lends the some part of the secondary memory to store the information to make the computer work faster than usual. So this is the main purpose of the virtual memory. Next, it comes to cache memory. What is cache memory? In order to facilitate fast transfer of data and instructions to the CPU, computer today come with a memory which is faster than the RAM. This memory is called cache memory and act as an intermediate storage between RAM and the CPU. To increase the processing speed or to increase the processing of the transfer of data from the RAM to CPU, sometimes a memory is required. Nowadays, many computer uses this memory to process the computer system very fast. This is known as the cache memory. So we will end our video here. Thank you. Good morning kids. Welcome to the computer lecture. Kids, in our previous videos, we have already covered the chapter 2, which is computer memory. Here in this computer memory, we have learned how data and the information is stored in a computer memory. Then different types of computer memory, which includes primary memory and the secondary memory. Then after, again, the primary memory is divided into two types, RAM and ROM. Then the examples of the secondary memory, which are hard disk, CD, USB drive, etc. So all these things we have already covered in lesson number 2, which is computer memory. Here in this video, we will discuss the exercise of lesson number 2, which will include all the objective question and answers, means true or false, and fill-ups. Then after, all the brief question and answers one by one. So we will start with the fill in the blanks. Before that kids, I would like to give you one instruction. What you have to do, you have to copy down all the question and answers, which including fill-ups, true or false, brief, all those things in the computer notebook with a proper numbering and the proper handwriting. So first one, fill in the blanks. First 1A, dash, store the information that instructs the computer how to process data and control its various parts. Here the answer will be ROM. ROM means read-only memory. The main purpose of the read-only memory, which will store the information, which will instruct the computer how to process the data and how to control its various parts. Next one, B. Dash is a type of volatile memory. Answer will be RAM. RAM means random access memory, which is a temporary storage memory. Temporary means if the data is being stored in a RAM and the computer is switched off, all the data will be erased. This is known as the property of volatile memory. Then it comes to C1. Dash is the fundamental unit to measure storage capacity of a computer. Answer will be byte. Kids, we have already discussed in a previous video, whatever the information or the data we are storing in a computer system, it is stored in a form of series of zeros and ones. This is known as the binary format. So each 0 and 1 will be known as a bit, and the group of 8 such bits is called as the byte, which is known as the fundamental unit to store or to measure storage capacity of a computer system. Then it comes to next one. Computer memory is divided into dash and dash. Basically, the computer memory is divided into two types. First one is primary memory, and the second one is secondary memory. Next one question. Cache memory serves an intermediate storage between RAM and CPU. Answer is RAM and CPU. Kids, what do you mean by cache memory? Cache memory is called as the some type of memory which act as an intermediate storage between the RAM and CPU to increase the processing speed of a computer system. Next one, dash means interpretation of the data. Processing means interpretation of the data. Then it comes to the binary number system uses the digits, zeros and ones. The binary number system, as we have already discussed earlier, whatever the data or information we are storing in a computer system, it is being stored in a form of in a series of zeros and ones, which is known as the binary number system. The binary number system has only two digits, which is 0 and 1. Then it comes to cache memory is used in between the CPU and RAM. The question answer will be CPU and the RAM. Next one, true or false. Mark true or false. First one, a computer understands only numbers, nothing else, which is true. Or the computer doesn't understand any alphabets, special symbols, whatever that we are typing through the keyboard, the computer doesn't understand. The computer needed to be converted all this data into the machine acceptable form, which is in the form of zeros and ones, which is known as the binary number system. Next one, when we talk about saving a file, what we mean, it is moving data from volatile RAM to non-volatile secondary storage, which is true. Kids, we have already discussed earlier, whatever the data we are saving in a RAM, it is in a volatile form, means it will be erased if we switch off the computer system. So every time it is needed to be to transfer the data from RAM to the non-volatile secondary storage, which may be hard disk, pen drive, CD, whatever that we are using as a secondary storage device. So this is known as the transferring of data from RAM to the secondary storage device to make the data secured, safe, and permanent. Then it comes to the next one, RAM, which is read-only memory, but the answer will be false because the full form of RAM is random access memory. So we will end our video here. In the next video, we will discuss all the brief question and answers one by one. Thank you. Welcome back, kids. In the previous video, we have already learned all the objective question and answers, which include the fill-ups and the true or false. Here in this video, we will cover all the brief question and answers from the exercise of lesson number 2, which is computer memory. Answer the following. Question number A. Name the two computer primary memories. The answer will be RAM and ROM. Kids, the computer memory is divided into two types. First one is primary memory. The second one is secondary memory. But again, the primary memory is divided into two types, RAM and ROM. RAM means random access memory. ROM means read-only memory. The primary memory is temporary in nature, means whatever the data or information we are saving in the primary memory, it is being deleted if we switch off the computer system. So primary memory is a volatile memory. Next it comes to what is a byte. A byte is a fundamental unit to measure storage capacity of a computer system. So what is the byte, kids? whatever the data or information we are saving in a computer system, the computer doesn't understand in numbers or letters. So every time the data will be stored in a form of zeros and ones. So this is known as the binary number system, 0 and 1. So the combination of zeros and ones will form a series of 8 digits, which is known as the byte. So byte is the fundamental unit to measure storage capacity of a computer system. Each 0 or 1 will be known as the bit. Combination of 8 bit will make a 1 byte, which will identify, it will be known as the unit to measure the storage capacity of a computer system. Next one. How is data stored in a computer? A computer accepts input from the user in a form of data, and after processing displays the information in the form of output or stores the information for further use. Kids, in the basic block diagram of a computer system, we have already learned how the whole computer system works. Means the data and instructions will be given to the computer system through the input device. The input device converts the human data or the human language into the machine acceptable form, as the computer system will not understand the numbers, alphabets, digits, etc. So all the data will be converted into the form of zeros and ones. Then after, the computer will process the data and it will produce the output in a produce the result in a output device, output unit. So again the human data, machine information will be converted into the human acceptable form in through the output device. So in between, the data and information is needed to be stored in a place for the future use. It is known as the storage unit. The storage unit will store the data and information for the future use. So the storage device is again, the storage unit is again divided into two types: primary memory and the secondary memory. The primary memory is the volatile memory, means temporary memory. The information or the data as we save in the primary memory will be deleted if we switch off the computer system. Then the second type of memory is the secondary memory. It is the permanent memory, means the data and information will be saved in this memory for until and unless we delete the files. So this is known as the computer storage device, where the data is stored for the future use. Kids, all the brief question and answers we have covered in this video. So what you have to do, you need to copy down all the brief question and answers and true or false with all the fill-ups in the computer notebook. So we will end our video here. Thank you.